What's up, YouTube? Do you feel lucky here? Bringing you the final Alolan form video for Sun and Moon. Basically, well, and there's my cat. Apparently he decided he wanted to be in the video. But, either way, today's Kalos, the final generation, obviously before 7th gen comes out, and obviously not going to have any 7th gen Alolan forms because they're all in Alola. But, without further ado, let's kind of jump on into it. And I don't know, I haven't decided how I'm going to do this one yet. Last week I tried something new. I did kind of like a full screen card with kind of the Pokemon and the type and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I feel I want to do that again, or if I want to go back to the old way where I can have the Pokemon over here somewhere maybe. We'll see. It's how I feel in post. But let's jump on into this list. And with the first Pokemon that I saw, and I thought was a pretty cool one, was Pyroar. Because I really do think Pyroar needs a little bit of love. I loved Pyroar's design when I first saw it, and I couldn't, I really wanted it to be better than it turned out to be, and unfortunately it's just not that good. And honestly, I kind of summed that up a little bit to the normal typing, but granted, I mean, the normal typing does give it a stab hyper voice, which is great. But I mean, either way, I think it'd be kind of cool. But what I'm thinking for Pyroar is a fire and electric type. So you retain the fire type and get rid of the normal type and get an electric, because I don't think there is one fire electric type, and that's Rotom Heat. I can't think of any other ones though off the top of my head besides Rotom Heat. But I think this is an awesome typing, and honestly, you could keep like its moveset with like Hyper Voice and stuff like that, and maybe give it like Electrizer, so all normal type moves turn into electric type moves. So you'd have like an electric stab Hyper Voice, and that thing would just be a monster. It would have crazy coverage. It would obviously be a special offensive, just destroying Pokemon. I mean, granted, you could do physical too, depending on how the stats are laid out too, because obviously there's strong electric and fire physical moves as well. But I think that'd just be sick. Could you imagine just like this full-out special offensive Pyroar that's a fire and electric type? That thing would destroy things. That would destroy lives. And unfortunately, a little disclaimer here, I didn't find too many designs for Pokemon that I liked for like things, so most of these are going to be my Photoshop jobs, so I just apologize for that. And granted, I don't think they turn, half the time I don't think they turn out that bad, but we'll see. But moving on from Pyroar, we're going to go into the next one, which is Pangoro. And Pangoro was another one, just like Pyroar, that I loved the design when I first saw it, and it just didn't end up being that strong. And I don't honestly know why Pangoro isn't that strong. And I mean, granted, it's a pretty good, I mean, Dark and Fighting type's a pretty decent type, and it's a pretty good offensive type, but I don't know why Pangoro just didn't live up to what I thought it would. But with that being said, I thought Pangoro would be cool as a grass and fighting type, which granted, I know we do have a grass fighting type in this generation with Chestnut, but this would be more of a offensive set than it would be like a defensive like Chestnut is. But I think it'd be kind of cool, and I did find design. I do have one. The one that is shown on screen right now is going to be. It is a mega form that I found online, which is linked down below for the artists and everything like that. But that one I did like. I mean, it's not exactly what I pictured. Maybe a little bit more green on it, but it does have like a staff with like it's almost like a grass fighting staff, where instead of because it has the leaf in its mouth. Sometimes I know Pancham does. I don't know Pangoro does, but either way, I think it'd be pretty cool. So grass fighting, I think it'd give a little bit better coverage. I think it'd be kind of cool. And granted, it could be defensive, but it could also be offensive. But an offensive, with like a Seed Bomb and obviously what other dark moves it can get. That it'd be dark moves, fighting moves, perfectly physical moves. Fighting has tons of physical moves, like close combat and stuff like that. That'd be kind of awesome. I think it'd be pretty cool. And so I think a grass fighting Pangoro would actually make a lot of sense, to be honest with you. But either way, moving on from Pangoro is the next one, which is another Pokemon that, well, I mean, it's Malamar, and granted, Malamar, to me, isn't that bad of a Pokemon, but for some reason, it just doesn't get used as much as you think, and I thought it'd be kind of cool. I mean, I know Dark Psychic is a great typing, but I guess the Fairy kind of kills it. But what I think would be kind of cool is retaining the Dark type and making it a Water type, because it is a squid, and I think it would make sense, once again, with kind of the whole thing with the Alola, where it is, you're near the water so much, and it would just make sense that it would turn into a Water type. And the Dark Water is not a very far and few typing. There's only a couple. I mean, obviously Mega Gyarados, obviously Sharpedo is. I'm trying to think what other ones are, but outside my head. But either way, I think it'd be kind of cool just dark water, almost give it more of a blue, like more like a squid rather than like the. It still could look evil like it does, but it's still, you get rid of kind of like the purple for like a blue and like it's something like that. Because this one is one that I'm gonna probably do myself. I haven't done it yet though, but I think it would look pretty cool. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it would help it or not. But I think it would just be a cool designed Pokemon. I think just to have the squid turn into a water type makes a lot of sense. And I think I don't know. And just I think still keeping the contrary as well. It would just be it'd be kind of cool. And then I don't know if there's any stab water moves that no, not really. There's not really any water moves that you lose stats from that I can think of off the top of my head. But either way, it'd still be kind of cool. I think it just makes a lot of sense for Alola. I think it just makes more sense region-wise than it does competitive-wise. So that's kind of why I put it on the list, and that's why I wanted to do it. But either way, moving on from Malamar is another one. It's a Pokemon that I personally don't hear much of, and it's Abalone. And Abalone, I thought would be perfect. You know, we've got a lot of Pokemon turned into ice types in Alola. Well, I think it'd be kind of cool, like, go the opposite way. So, Abalone turns from an ice type to a pure rock type. It still could be a defensive Mon, or it could even be offensive. I mean, either way, one of the way. And, or especially defensive, that'd be kind of cool too. But just a pure rock Abalone, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean, you just turn into like a brown kind of tint or something like, or like even like a gray or something like that. And I think it'd look awesome. I think just a pure, like a different, like not full ice, so it's just like a giant rock monster would be kind of cool. I mean, granted, we do have a giant rock monster, which is Onyx, but I think that this is a little bit different in design, and I think it'll look kind of cool. So that is definitely one that I thought, it kind of popped in my head. I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. And the cats are fighting. Sorry about that. But either way, I think that'd be kind of awesome. So I think a pure rock Avalon, it makes a lot of sense. And I don't know, I kind of want to see even a pure ground one. Maybe because on the beaches and the sand and stuff like that. But I don't know, I think a rock type would be kind of cooler. And granted, I know there's a lot of different talk about what's going to be in Alolan. There's like different parts everywhere. So I mean, there's definitely going to be a place where it makes sense to have a pure rock type somewhere. Either way, moving on from Avalone to our final Pokemon, which this one was kind of cool. And this Pokemon does get a little bit of love in my opinion, but it still needs a little bit of oomph, I think, and it's Diggersby. And I like Diggersby. I like Diggersby as a Pokemon. I don't know why. I think a lot of people do, to be honest with you. And I don't know, I was thinking like the normal typing always just kind of kills me on Pokemon. It's just kind of bland. So I kind of took it away from Diggersby. So I want to make Diggersby a steel ground type instead of a normal ground type. And I think it'd be so cool. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it'd be easy as hell to do too. I mean, literally, you just kind of give him a little bit of steel. And he wouldn't have to change too much. I mean, he definitely would, with the steel type, he'd definitely be more defensive, but he could also still be offensive. And it would just be kind of a cool concept. And I don't know, maybe he gained the steel type from his ground hardening from near the volcano or something like that. I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, obviously, and then obviously the ground type makes sense for Alola with the sand and everything. Obviously, we got the ghost ground type, the sand gas or gas. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it exactly, but I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I haven't. This is one that I couldn't find either, so I'm probably gonna do it myself. I'm gonna have to be a little creative with this one, looks wise, but I think I'm trying to make something cool for you guys. But I think a steel ground Diggersby is a cool type, and there's not a bunch of steel ground types either. I mean, there's Excadrill, and I think Steelix is one. Is Steelix steel rock? No, I think it's steel ground. But either way, I think a steel ground type Diggersby makes a lot of sense. I think it'd actually be kind of cool, and it's just like a steel rabbit with a ground. So I think it'd be so cool. And either way, I'm like rambling on with this, but I think it's the best one. And so moving on from that, finally. Normally at the end of the videos I have kind of honorable mentions, but I'm not going to have honorable mentions for Kalos. Granted, I'm sure there are some I could mention, but I didn't actually write any down. I kind of got these 5. Kalos is the smallest region, I believe, of new Pokemon, so there weren't a lot to go from. There were a lot of Pokemon that I did look at that weren't like. I looked at some of the fairy types and stuff like Spritzy and Aromataz, and then I kind of was like, no, I don't really want to change a fairy type because I don't feel like Game Freak would change a fairy type. Granted, I don't even think we're gonna get past Kanto anyway for Alolan forms, but I thought this would be kind of cool as like a concept thing. But I don't think either way, even if we were, I don't think they'd get rid of the fairy typing on anything. So that's where I think I kind of lost those ones, and there's a couple other ones that I like to have, like Dragali I thought about, like I don't know, I don't want to lose, I like the Dragon Poison type, it's a very unique type, and then like Noivern was another one that I kind of looked at and I was like, I don't know, I like the concept, is moving everything, like it's not a bad Pokemon. So a lot of stuff that were there, but it just didn't make sense for Alolan form. So I didn't really even want to go as honorable mentions to do it because I don't think it made sense either. But either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this like little mini series that I had on the channel. It was only 6 episodes. And you know, I really enjoyed having just the concept of what Pokemon would get Alolan forms, just the top 5 from each region that I would look and like, man, that would be cool, that'd be cool, that'd be cool. And I enjoy this. I mean, even just for myself, even if nobody watches these videos, I thought it was cool just personally, like, man, that'd be kind of cool to like, and kind of just like a hopes and dreams, like, yeah, I really wish this Pokemon happens. And granted, I do think Kanto is going to get some of the ones that I did say or that I have wanted. Like, I suppose there's a rumor about Golem. So that's kind of cool. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Granted, like I've said a couple times, I said in the last one too, I'm thinking about continuing this series. Not this series specifically, but talking about Alolan form some more. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't know if I was thinking about doing like legendaries or top 5 overall. Something like that. Maybe a wrap up, or even maybe a video, even if I don't do that, maybe a video of like which ones did, once we actually know all the Alolan forms, like which ones did any of the ones that I guessed actually become true, kind of thing. Maybe I'll do that, maybe something like that. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a big like if you did enjoy this. Subscribe to the channel, because I got plenty of other Sun and Moon stuff coming out. I got plenty of Pokemon content, and I got some other cool games coming onto the channel. I got like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and I may be doing some Destiny stuff, and I got some other, other stuff planned. So if you guys are interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate the support. But I'm gonna get out of here before I waste any more time. But before I do, remember, stay lucky.